What's up to Lion Talk Live? So we love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew. This is Ball Hawk Ifeatu Melifonwu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
I love nothing more than watching Lions Talk Live every morning. Woo!
Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining me here today. Lions Talk Live. Hey, it's just about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, the day before the Thanksgiving Day game. So, yes, it would be about the end of the first quarter, 24 hours from now. I thought, hey, let's do a little something different here. I know a lot of people are going to get the day off work tomorrow or, maybe even later today. I want to kind of give thanks, since tomorrow is Thanksgiving, to all that the MCDC, Brad Holmes, and basically this team have done in a few years. I kind of want to go through and recount basically where we were and where we, oh boy, the dogs are barking, and where we are now. So I'm going to go ahead and take you guys through it. There is kind of no real breaking news other than maybe you guys might have seen by now, Khalif Raymond is on the IR for the next several weeks, so we will miss him, but it does sound like he'll be back before the end of the regular season. So let's get this going. Let's venture back, if you can, back to January 2021. Lions were coming off their third consecutive losing season, and things obviously weren't going well at all. The Patricia era had just fallen on its face, had gone nowhere. The franchise went from being almost in the playoffs with Jim Caldwell's final year, in the playoffs and then failing, and just kind of almost getting over the hump into where Patricia took us into the bottom of the depths of hell. Let's be honest. If you're a Lions fan, that might have been some of the roughest years we've ever had. Matthew Stafford, who wasn't getting any younger, had 4,000 plus yard passing years in 8 of his 12 seasons in Detroit, but he had started getting into a couple of different seasons in a row where he had some injuries. You could see his energy level has kind of dissipated down. While still a very, very good NFL quarterback, you could see the franchise was not doing him any justice or service. And you know what? He probably wanted to change. That change would begin in earnest on January 20th, 2021. You may say, what is that? That is the day that will probably live in infamy if you're a Detroit Lions fan. That's the day Dan Campbell came out, addressed the media, was hired as the Detroit Lions 28th coach in franchise history, and yes, gave the kneecap speech, and I'm not going to go into it. You guys all probably know it and get it. Campbell had been the tight ends coach for the New Orleans Saints for a long time. The prior past years, if you want to be specific, assistant head coach was his technical position. And, there are a lot of people that raised eyebrows across the national media saying the Lions would regret hiring him. He wasn't ready to be a head coach. Didn't think it was a good positional coach to bring in and be a head man for the Detroit Lions, a team that had already stumbled coming from Jim Caldwell into Matt Patricia. Now was stumbling again. If you remember people at ESPN just slamming the decision, you had Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, just throwing trash at Dan Campbell. Couldn't believe that he got a several-year deal, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, things have changed since then. He went through that first press conference, though, to start the culmination process of what we currently see out there with the Detroit Lions. Brad Holmes was hired in shortly after, and from there, the rocket ship slowly began. There were a lot of people that weren't happy that initial season with the product on the field. A lot of fans that thought Jared Goff was just a throw-in what became known as the trade of the century. That's where Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell decided to part ways with Matt Stafford, who had, gone down to Cabo, met with Sean McVay, by just happenstance got there, and yes, came back from that, Stafford did, and described to the Detroit Lions brass that he wanted to change. He didn't want to go through another regime change. So a trade was granted, and as we know, Lions got several draft picks, including a couple first-rounders, and the thought was Jared Goff was just kind of a cast-off, throwaway, hey, you eat the salary, we don't have to, we'll give you an extra first-round pick. Remember, the Atlanta Falcons, amongst others, offered more initial draft compensation to Detroit Lions for Matthew Stafford, but Stafford wanted to go to LA. That's where Lions sent him. So from there, that first season, it wasn't pretty. The Lions started 0-10-1. That's right. They couldn't even avoid getting a tie. But then something happened towards the end of that first season with Dan Campbell. The Lions, hey, they got their first one come December 5th against the Minnesota Vikings. For those Lions fans who stood by the side that first year, that was one heck of a victory. You could see it all over the field. You could see it in the fan base. There was reason to have some optimism. After going 0-10, and yes, one tie, the Lions had a win, and it was a last-second throw into the end zone for Amon-Ra St. Brown, a rookie also then. And, Jared Goff came running to the sideline, high-five Dan Campbell, and from there, the Lions finished on a little bit of a hot streak. If you remember, shortly thereafter, they came in against one of the hottest teams in the NFL, the Arizona Cardinals, and pulled off a stunning upset of Kyler Murphy and them boys. From there, just weeks later into the regular season finale, the Green Bay Packers, the biggest thorn in perhaps the Lions' side in NFL history, came in with Aaron Rodgers and the guys. They had already locked up a playoff spot. They were going to try to just, play the starters for the first half. No reason to think that they couldn't win the game without it. You know what the Lions did? They led at halftime against Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers and even pulled off the rest of the game, stunning comeback from behind win to beat Jordan Love and the guys. But from there, we go to Campbell's second season. And anybody probably remembers 2022. Lions nearly fired Dan Campbell. Yes, there was a point the Lions were 1-6. Can't make this stuff up, not even in Hollywood. You had to have the owner of the Detroit Lions, Sheila Hamm, come out and say, we're going to stick our guns behind him. We're supporting Dan Campbell. We believe in the process that him, Brad Holmes, and all the players on the team were going forward and doing. You believed, she said, in everything, the direction the team was going. They were pedaling the bike in the right direction. And you know what? From there, the Lions caught fire. We all know it. They finished with 8 wins down the stretch, nearly making the playoffs, including that big upset on the road on Sunday Night Football in Green Bay on the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. They went out there and sent Aaron Rodgers out and kept the Packers from making the playoffs. And in Rodgers' last game, not only is a Green Bay Packer, but on Lambeau Field, he left with a loss. From there, we would go into the last year, and we all remember it oh so well. The Lions, perhaps in the preseason, one of the darlings of national media, had everything had changed about MCDC. Everybody's tune on Jared Goff had changed. You'd started seeing the emergence of players like Aleem McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, and go through a laundry list of other players that started seeing the effects of the Dan Campbell effect. The fact that we were always going to be a locker room united, always a group that we're going to try to take care and prioritize our own players versus trying to go out and acquire other players. The Lions continue to draft well, and they, as you guys know, they won the NFC North for the first time in 30 years and won back-to-back playoff games for the first time since the 1950s. They ended perhaps the NFL's longest drought for playoff losses, and you know what? They came out and even got to the NFC title game. From there, we all get it. The team with more grit than anybody else in the NFL came out and nearly pulled off the seemingly unthinkable. That is the Detroit Lions getting to the Super Bowl. And while they were just denied, you could see the seeds of change were throughout the organization. No longer were anybody across national media or other player bases starting to consider the Lions the bottom tier of the NFL. In fact, one could even argue the offseason, this past offseason, you can see free agents groveling to come over to Detroit, wanting to be drafted here or sign a free agent contract here. Whatever it was, people wanted to be a Detroit Lion. For the first time in probably all of our lifetimes, the creme of the creme players, the premier players, talked about Detroit Lions and everything they were doing in high regards. Let's not forget, it was just a few short years ago, 3 years ago, this team was the bottom of the NFL. There did not seem to ever want to be a light at the end of the tunnel. But you know what the Detroit Lions did? They did what the Detroit Lions now seem infamous for doing. They found a way to fall forward. They found a way to show their passion, to say that, hey, we're going to always be together. We are going to be the driving force that takes this team, this franchise, this coaching staff, this front office, this fan base to the Super Bowl. Tomorrow when the Lions take the field, they're going to face the Chicago Bears. And yes, I think it's going to be a tougher game than most of us are predicting. I really hope we win by 80 or 90 points, but I think it's probably ultimately going to be a 3 to 7 point game. When the Lions win tomorrow, that will be the first time in 7 years that the Lions have tasted victory. in their Thanksgiving Day turkey. It'll be the first time that any player really on this team, other than maybe Taylor Decker, Graham Glasgow, Jalen Reeves-Maben, other than those guys, it'll be the only time any of these guys have experienced that. And you know what? The Lions are probably going to be one step closer to being the number one seed in the NFC and locking up their second straight NFC North title. All right, guys, I don't have a lot of time, but I figured I'd get this special over to you guys, see your thoughts on it, etc. But, hey, this is the Dan Campbell effect, and I don't think it's changing anytime soon. We've all been through it. If you're a Lions fan and you're over the age of probably 4 or 5, you've known if you're 4 or 5 is the Detroit Lions are great. If you're older than that, though, you know this is very special what they're doing. That brings in 2024, and no surprise, everyone knows Detroit is no longer a laughingstock. They are a destination. Let's get over to the Duke crew real quick before I get on out of here. So, Scott's, what's going on? Hey, just a little kind of midday piece for you guys. Hopefully, I know some of you guys are going to get the day off work either today or tomorrow, so I figured why not put up something, get you guys a little something to watch and think about the team before kickoff tomorrow. Stephanie, sorry to hear about Raymond. Yeah, 100%. Sorry for him, but the good part is, unlike last year, he'll be back for the playoffs. He'll be back probably for the last few games of the regular season. Tori, woo, and back at you. Chrome, Coach, how you doing? Let's see, Hutch Jr., what's up, fellas? How you doing? Trumps, woo, JJ Watt? I don't think so, man. I don't think he's coming out of retirement. Giovanni Lyons, what do you got? Woo, I'll give you that. Let's see, Marcus, yes, exclamation point, go Lions. Woo, you know what? You want one? I'll give you one. 1, 2, 3. All right, wasabi, not too much, Rob. How about you? Chris, what do you got? Turkey-based tastes better after a win? I'll go with that 100%. Marcus, Dan, can we get your dog's predictions? They were all barking. You guys could hear it. So they're predicting a Lions growling and a win. Let's see, Rob, Patricia was the worse than Monty Clark. Man, at least Monty Clark, I don't know, man. You're going back so far on that one. But Monty Clark, he had an opportunity to beat the San Francisco 49ers. Obviously did not. See, Marcus, from Patricia to Bob Quinn, yes, they both were not good. Rob, that trade worked out for both sides. It did. And glad for Stafford. He got something, to at least for a season where he kind of felt like he was on top of the world. Unfortunately, since then, we all know he's had some struggles in L.A. Hookadoo, what do you got? Any news on who is going to replace Houston? None as of yet, my friend. It is the big question probably in the Lions fan base right now. Why get rid of the guy if you're not going to bring in somebody new? Bo, beating AZ was eclipsed by the Green Bay win. It was indeed. Bo, Kirby ended Karen. He did just that. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's go Lions. Kristen, back at you. Our Holmes played the Rams. Lions win the Super Bowl. I think you could say the Lions were the winners of it, but at the same time, Stafford got what he wanted. LA got what they wanted. They got a Super Bowl. We can't say since then. Obviously, things have gone a little bit down for LA. Kristen, does Turkey have kneecaps? Let's find out and bite into it. See the Trim Reaver? What's up? Question marks. Coach and Duke crew, going to feel good watching the Lions win tomorrow and eating some turkey with them? Oh, yeah. I'll go with all the above, my friend. Have a great Thanksgiving, by the way. Hey, the Roan 99, good to see you, man. It feels like it's been a hot minute. Curious what Jones went to why he went there? I don't know, man. That's a good question, unless they feel like they're going to end up making him the starting quarterback. I guess we'll find out. The 199, greetings, salutations, Dan. Back at you. Bo, light at the end of the tunnel. That freight train was roaring. It is roaring. It is roaring down on everybody in the NFL. Joseph, an easy win will surprise no one. I'll be okay with it, though. If we can just kick back on Thanksgiving and just ease into that win, I'm fine with it. Kristen, who's in and who's out for tomorrow's game? We'll probably not find out until actives, inactives tomorrow, unless they make some designations today. Probably in about 2 hours, we'll know if anybody is officially out, and there will be some questionable people. It's my guess, but it's only a guess that Davis is out. Decker, I'm still holding out hope for, but we'll see. The Trim Reaper, the like and subscribe buttons are being ignored. Let's help Coach out there. Mercy, yeah, if you guys can hit it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You guys all know it helps out a ton. Shake and Bake, what up, Doe? Dan and the Duke crew, exclamation point. How do you like your beer cooked? Question marks, laughing out loud. One pride, go Lions. Back at you, my friend. I like it well cooked with a little hot sauce. Rob, players wanting to come to Detroit and not to wear the winged wheel. I dig it. Yes, it is become a destination. The Ronan, Allen Robinson loading? Probably. He's probably going to get a whole lot of run. Eric, it's me, Coach. I told you I'm here daily. Yeah, I knew who it was, man. Once you sent me the text, I knew exactly who it was, man. So good to see it, and hopefully they can all help you out, man. Art, I just got here. What did I miss? Just kind of a recapping of all the stuff that's happened with the Detroit Lions since MCDC has taken over him and Brad Holmes. Hey, Eric, thanks for that. Look out anytime, man. You need something, just let me know, man. The Trim Reaper, I'm not the only crazy person thinking J.J. Watt wants a ship. You're not, man. I just, until I hear something kind of verifying he's going to do it, I'm trying to avoid it a little bit. Let's see, the Ronin are Aguye and Ukwa to replace Houston. Yeah, could be one of them or both of them. Who knows? Nine Drinks, what's up, Duke Crew? Waiting 23 more hours. Yes, the countdown is on. Frank the Ting, what up, Doe? Yeah, it's been a great 3 years watching this turnaround. I love it. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Go Lions. Back at you, Tank. Enjoy it. Andrew, is Mosley or Arnold playing tomorrow? I believe Arnold will be, and I believe Mosley. I mean, how about this? I believe they both will be. Let's see, Rob, I hit the woo button as a matter of course. Okay, thank you for that very much. The Trim River, have a great day, Coach the Duke Crew. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get on here. I got to get some coaching stuff, but I, again, just wanted to try to do something different. Just kind of remind us all where we've come in just 3 short years with this franchise and this coaching staff. Give a lot of thanks for it, because you know what? Long-suffering Lions fans, this has been the greatest mark most of us has ever seen. Marcus Dandu, okay, and thank you for that, Marcus. The great special on Netflix on Madden. You know what? I did watch like the first 2 episodes that I forgot about. Larry Bird versus Julius Erving and stuff like that. I'm probably going to watch the final episodes tonight, or episode, whatever it is. Rob, the Lions are still the grooviest. I'm down with that. All right, guys, I'll get out of your hair, get back at you later. If there is some sort of breaking news, probably won't get it to you until the morning, just because I won't be back from coaching until late tonight. All right, take care. Enjoy your day. Do something nice for someone you don't know. Be a good human being. See you guys on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, all.
Excuse me, sir, would you... Donations to the Reverend Moon? Jews for Jesus?
Read about Jehovah's Witness? How about Buddhism?
Of Jerry's kids? Oh, yeah. Scientology?
Or nuclear power?